Good morning, everybody. So Nancy Gallardo, I am a designer and certified construction and project manager. I have been doing this for about 35 years professionally. I started out young as a designer. I was actually 13 years old, started back in junior high, and my first teacher, who I was the only girl in wood shop, and taking mechanical drafting at that time, still hand drafting. It was prior to computers, and he saw a talent in me, and I would do my drawings. If they weren't up to his standards, he'd send me back to my desk and say, go get it right. So I always kind of kept everything up to that level. I get to high school. I had a similar situation. I actually had 3 years of architecture, 2 years of mechanical drafting, and a year of tech illustration before I graduated high school and going on to college. And I just always had great mentors that pushed me. In my professional career, I've had amazing experiences from just doing the design portion to moving on to management roles. So all of that was a foundation laid for me that's what I get to offer in my services now to my clients. A lot of designers, they know how to make things look nice and pretty, but I get to bring all of the functional skills, construction knowledge, technology, knowing materials and everything, and managing projects well, and offer that to my clients. These are some of my contractors that I work with that are all licensed, bonded, and insured. I've had relationships with them for many years. This is my education experience beyond high school. I was honors at entrance at Cal Poly Pomona for environmental design architecture. Mount SAC, I decided to change degrees at that time and did graphics advertising design. And then as I was at Disney, they paid me to go back to school, and I went to UCLA for construction management and project management and got my certification for that. These are nonprofits that I have been a part of. I am very big in the philanthropic world. I love to balance my time with work and also giving back to the community and organizations. And I just love doing that. I've been doing it ever since I was a kid and love to continue that. Probably I will never retire because I will use my skills and always do, this with the philanthropic side. These are the corporations that I've worked with. I've worked with over my 35-year career. These are some of the largest corporations in the world. And again, just having that experience, the expectations of professionalism and projects, especially 20 years in the theme park business, working for Walt Disney Imagineering and Universal, as well as other large corporations, Parsons being one of the largest engineering corporations in the world and such. I've had amazing experiences and mentors through those organizations, corporations, that again help build on that foundation that I have of knowledge and experience. What I wanted to do today was kind of show you more of my portfolio and what I've done, because I didn't have enough time last time. So these are some of my kitchen remodel projects that on the left side of the screen will be before shots and after shots on the right. This was a kitchen that was stuck in the 70s, lovely oak. She was an individual that was retiring as a teacher, long-time career, and all she wanted to do was have a beautiful kitchen that she could bake in. And so she had, I want this 48-inch KitchenAid that she has. I'm a major cook myself. But with this kitchen, I was actually featured on Diamond Cabinets website with that. This one is another interesting story. She grew up in this house. She bought it from her parents and wanted to renovate it. She is a manager of a catering company out in the San Fernando Valley, and she needed a functional kitchen. We took out a wall, opened up, because the open space planning is, what's big these days. So we were able to do that. This one I was actually featured in Shenandoah Cabinets website as a featured designer. This is a local one. This is up in Agua Dulce. This one is interesting. This house looks like it was transplanted from New Mexico and put in Agua Dulce. Again, very stuck in the 70s. And we went with this kind of somewhat country motif, but then with some of that Santa Fe, New Mexico flair influence. This gentleman, he had retired from a 40-year career from the entertainment industry, TV and film, and the house was 1950s Reseda, completely horrible function, no storage, and ended up turning it into this. And he was a bachelor living on his own. He just needed something functional, and I get testimonial letters from my clients as well, and he was complimenting me on he wouldn't have been able to produce this kind of kitchen if I weren't able to come in with my spatial planning skills, and also with the materials and such to give the aesthetics that he was searching for. This one is in Canyon Country. Typical track house, the cheap oak cabinets that contractors put in, and you can see all the clutter. We got rid of the clutter, have great storage space, and also updating the look. This, I have some clients that I do flips with, and this is one of my original clients that once I decided to get out of the theme park industry, and it's a hard industry to be in. It's hard to get into. I was lucky enough to get into it, but then you're constantly chasing the projects. And at that time, I had endured 5 layoffs. And in 2014, I decided I need to try to make a go of it on my own and take control of my own career so that I didn't walk into a conference room seeing a tissue box on the table again. And so luckily through that, I developed relationships with these clients, and this one was a house in Woodland Hills that was a foreclosure. He and his family are investors, and they bought it foreclosure. We ended up selling it for $1.2 million. This house, I touched every aspect of this house. It was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, kitchen, dining room, living room, family room, exterior, pool resurfacing, everything, trying to update, and we got the 1.2 million. These are some bathrooms that got into, and this one is over here in Newhall. This was needing to get rid of a walk-in tub that never worked, and the company went out of business, and needing to refresh a new start. This was water remediation damage and going through that. This is a Canyon Country. This is another house that I touched everything inside and out. She was a retiring nurse, and she wanted a beautiful home to be able to retire in and enjoy it. And I was able to bring that to her. Again, 4-bedroom, 3-bath kitchen, every aspect of it. She handed me her debit card, and I bought everything in her house. All of the kitchenware, all of the bath accessories. It was for her to put that kind of trust in me to hand over a debit card to do that. I think that says a lot. These are some of my landscape. This is actually one of my first big clients, Bel Air Glen. They're a large association, homeowners association in Bel Air, and I did all of the remodeling throughout the community and then turned on to other work with residents around. This is one of my Disney friends in Burbank. You can see everything is kind of overgrown, and I specialize in doing the drought tolerant materials and proper irrigation for that. And another Disney friend. This is the cool thing is I was on the management side at Disney, and when people started realizing that my design side, they started hiring me privately to do work on their own homes. So I think that's pretty cool. This was taking advantage of the turf replacement. And just a couple more, I do a lot of thematic landscapes and a lot of fun projects, making a literal flower bed and other creative ones as well. So yeah, a little bit more, and if you'd like to see more of my portfolio, I'd love to have one-on-ones and go through more of the business aspect of things.
Boom, 10 minutes right there.
Very good.
Good job.